Yeah.
Sorry, dude. One of the clips that I know that can you have pulled up is the overshoot thing of the foam pit.
I have it
on
pinned,
your Instagram. Yeah,
pinned on my Instagram. It's the only video I have pinned on my Instagram. So, and I have it chopped on my Instagram to be played just as it is. It's because like if you go anywhere else, it's like a whole thing.
Yeah, they're like, oh, and here he's hitting the ramp, and then he's
Well, they all try to goof it up, and I can get into it, but a lot they like to add a lot of the things that. So, what made that clip so great wasn't just the crash; it was the
talk up to it.
The talk up to it, because I tried it once because I'd never jumped anything before ever in my life.
Yep.
So I tried it once just to see what it would feel like, and hit it very slowly, and I just went boom.
Yeah.
And my friend, everybody thinks it's Travis, but it's not. It's my friend Wayne. He says from behind the camera, "You can go twice as fast."
Mm-hmm.
And then they play the next clip, which is me overshooting.
Ooh. Yeah.
So, and also they like to add in and I'll tell this whole story if you'd like. I don't know if we're recording yet, but
I think we are.
Okay, good. Cause, during the day with the magic of editing, like it's how Travis built it out. Right. So like earlier in the day when I was asked, cause I said, "Hey Travis, can I, jump my street bike into the foam pit?" And it wasn't even me. It was through Jim DeChamp and Special Greg that these questions were being asked, because I didn't know Travis.
Yeah.
I was just like a local kid that people heard was a loose cannon, and full of pepper. And I kind of talked a little smack on the rough cut of Nitro Circus before it was ever released. Jim DeChamp showed it at a party that I was at, and that's how I met Jim DeChamp, who was living with Travis Pastrana and is Travis's longest standing friend from like he was a kid. And that's how I actually got to Pastrana Land. Was I didn't mean to talk crap, but I did talk crap a little bit about Nitro Circus, the DVD rough cut, because Jim played it at a party, and I was like, man, like, that's cool, because everybody was like, ask my opinion, and I was like, that's cool, but I thought you guys would, with all that money and resources, I thought you'd do a little bit better than just teaching a bunch of your friends how to do backflips back in the woods of your house. It's essentially what it was when I first saw the rough cut.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Oh yeah," and he like took offense to it. He's like, "Yeah, well, we're doing a film shoot for the second DVD. This one's almost done, but we're doing another one right after this, and it's gonna be in Walmart and Best Buy." And we were like, "Oh my god, this is huge, dude! Like, you're gonna be so famous." Because YouTube wasn't a thing. I mean, it existed, but nobody ever talked about it.
Yeah.
And ebombsworldbreak.com and all that stuff was pretty big. But anyway, I'm getting a little sidetracked. But told you all that to tell you, I had said when I was asked what I was gonna do, I said, "Oh, I'm gonna do a backflip," right? Because like Travis didn't want me to just jump my motorcycle in the foam pit, because who cares? And it stresses his crane a lot because of how heavy that street bike was.
Yeah.
And in my brain, I was like, I have to tell him something so where he lets me, do what I want to do. And like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I said backflip, because that was like the new cool, hottest trick, right? Like, that was the thing that was kind of going around, that it was like, oh my God, I can't believe the backflip is happening, So, but in my brain, I'd never, to this day, even right now, if I was on a trampoline or going into a swimming pool, I can't do a backflip. Like my brain won't let me, like because like I can't, but for some reason I'm totally mentally okay with doing front flips, and I've always been able to do front flips. So in my brain, I was like, I'm going to do a front flip. I'm just not going to say anything because I don't want to embarrass myself, because like if you tell somebody then at that time you were going to do a front flip, especially on a 2002 GSXR 1000, they're going to look at you like you're insane, because that was like an impossibility physically. Like in the realm of the guys that were doing backflips, that was impossible and it just happened. So like the actual physics of a front flip didn't even like to even say that you were going to do it on a dirt bike was like, yeah, all right, buddy.
It's so much harder.
Right. Well, you're fighting a lot of things.
Well, it's easier to do a front flip like as a person.
Yeah.
Like a front handspring or whatever. But then a backflip off of a jump.
Yeah.
Or from a higher point, like
I didn't
from
think
a
about
pool deck into the water.
Yeah.
Is so much easier
Yeah.
because of the rotation. But
to me that
so you said you're going to do a backflip, but in your mind you're like, I'm going to do a front flip.
Right. But they have the clip of me saying I was going to do a backflip.
Yeah,
so if you play like the extended version on the internet anywhere, they put in the middle. So like they're like, what are you going to do, Tom? And I'm like, I'm going to do a backflip, baby. Cause it's like, I was all cool guy back then. Right.
Yeah.
So I was too cool for school, bro. And, then they show me doing the front flip. So I think that's all. Not only was the clip good, but I call it like the action sports version of like the Mona Lisa, right?
Yeah.
So like, especially those first years, it was like, is she frowning or is she smiling? Yeah. So it was like, was he really meaning to do a front flip? Because I pretty much did the real front flip, and like that's what I had meant to do. There's 2 people in the world that knew that I was trying to do a front flip, and neither one of them are publicly of note. So they never really went anywhere because of,
well, now everyone knows.
Yeah, well, I can say it till I'm blue in the face
because we're huge. The Black and Blue podcast.
They're gonna hear that I said it, but they're still
at
gonna.
some point I got to do an intro to the podcast.
Yeah, we can.
No, but I think this is great because because
we haven't even done an intro yet.
No, but Starship hasn't yelled at me. And we're good to go. But welcome back to the Black and Blue podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Morgan, episode 35. Thank you guys for all your support. Remember, if you're listening, join us on YouTube to watch. Click that like and subscribe. You can also watch on Spotify now as well.
But mainly, join the Patreon.
Dude, this guy.
Well, the thing is like, so as a viewer, I was telling you earlier that, you know, I was unaware of what actually is involved in the Patreon.
Yeah.
It's not just extra podcast content. It's so much more than that. And it's such valuable content that is worth paying money for.
Yeah.
So I was actually, I'm a Patreon subscriber now due to, that's right. And it's something that I feel like I'm winning on because you have such valuable information on so much more than the podcast. I mean, you have your schooling on there, which is insane. The amount of techniques and teachings that you pick up from that alone without having to travel and come directly to the school. So it's if you're somewhere that's not close to the school, Patreon.
Blue Bearing's Patreon is a way for you to access all the things he's talking about. But if you do want to see these bonus episodes, you can only see them there. And there's a special tier, or there's a new tier. It's not special. I think they're all special. But the Black and Blue tier unlocks every bonus episode we've ever done, some behind the scenes content, the Black and Blue community chats, and so much more. We're just going to keep pouring into it. But since he's mentioning it as well, there's a fellowship tier that unlocks our weekly fellowship that I lead every Thursday. We're in a mental health series right now with Dr. Trevor Wilkins helping us out with that. It's phenomenal. Been doing that for over 2 years. That's you can count on that. That's $5 a month to join us there. It's not that we want to charge for that. It's keeping the right people together.
Well, you know, and it allows you to do it. You know, it's living life costs money.
It does. And we're just going to keep making it better. And the tier 1 or the protector tier unlocks everything.
Yeah.
So all the training videos, all the gear videos, all the just pop up live streams where I'll just pop up now because Patreon has a live stream function. you can access all and exclusive discount codes that you can only have access to through that tier 1 membership. I mean, something like 25% off EOTech products, or they're just exclusive discount codes. So definitely check out the Black and Blue tier on Blue Bearing's Patreon, as well as if you're feeling so inclined, do it, because there's something above me. Click this little thing here. Check out the Protector tier or the Fellowship tier as well. But I'd like to thank our sponsors, ROKA Performance Eyewear, for allowing us to, for supporting us in this podcast initiative and efforts. I'd like to actually also thank our producer, Starship Commander.
Yep. Big time.
Hit that round of applause button.
I'm here.
There
we go.
He's
not just applause. Hit that.
They can hear it. You guys can't.
Oh.
You want me to do the air horn?
No.
I can hear it.
Yeah. There you go.
Noise.
I can hear it in here.
We're here.
It's always playing in my head.
Yeah.
I open the door and it's like,
yeah. I just open my eyes,
So, man, we're excited to obviously announce our guest, Tommy Passemante.
Yeah,
get over here.
Hey.
I'm guessing from Italian descent.
Yeah.
So, otherwise also known as Street Bike Tommy.
Oh, Streetcar Timmy.
Streetcar Timmy.
Dirt Bike Danny. You're the sport bike Charlie. Or dude, I get all kinds of stuff. You think of a variation. I've heard them. So if you come up with a good one and you can catch me off guard, please do so. If you see me in person, those are funny.
So we all can confirm that Street Bike Tommy did not die.
Yeah. So Google
2015.
Yeah. Google says I died in 2015, which I did not, thankfully, and I'm still currently here. Very happy about that.
Yeah.
There has been
some close calls.
Some very close calls. There's been close to about a dozen times in my life where I thought in that moment, for like I was okay. This is it. Like
yeah.
And like I fully like in my brain, like it's hard. It's a weird place to be.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know. Yeah.
I do.
I can only imagine. And that's from bravery. Mine is from stupidity. So
we're gonna get into that.
Very
courage. Dude, the tone. Well, hold on. Like
I get sidetracked
courage.
a lot.
No. Courage though is like that's what I want to talk about because people think that courage is only one thing or it can only be exemplified in one way. And I want to talk about that in the episode today, but you guys will know him from Nitro Circus. And if you're unfamiliar with that show, man, you're a youngin' because Starship, are you familiar with like from adolescence? And so early 2000s, right?
Yeah. 2005 was when the
DVDs,
late 2004. If you were
was Blockbuster still a thing?
Blockbuster was still a thing, but you weren't getting it at Blockbuster because we weren't there yet.
Hadn't made it yet.
So if you went to Power Sports stores, Best Buy, Walmart, we were with like the same. We were there in the stores. You could buy our DVD, and it was sick, but it was right next to like 6 Minute Abs. What was that? Billy Blank's. Yeah.
P90 or
no, this is before that. It's like the kickboxing thing.
Yes. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking
so
about.
we were right next to that.
Was it something Tybo?
Yeah, probably all that stuff.
Tybo or
it was something like that.
Yeah.
I want to say
Put it in the comments if you know what it was. If you don't, whatever.
That's where we were located.
We don't.
in the store.
Well, that's a good place. That's a good place to be.
Super famous at the time.
But I tell you what, like, that was a show during a time frame. I don't know. You and I are roughly the same age, and it's like that. That was a very formative, period of my life, and I was just like, man, this is cool. I like this. Like, it's intense, funny, clowning each other, and pushing the envelope a bit.
Yeah, and we were very much like, had that family vibe.
Yeah,
especially through MTV years, because like, we were produced by Jackass. So Johnny Knoxville and Jeff Tremaine. I don't know if I want to say they're, because I'm trying to do better about my cussing, but their production company is not the greatest name, but
What is it?
Dick House Films.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
And I'm trying to do better because
you didn't sign the contract yet, so
yeah,
but you're curious about it. So.
that production company actually doesn't exist anymore. So they're current, and like they do great stuff. So, well, it exists. I don't know. Long story, but whatever. I love those guys, and we did a lot of stuff with them. We were like Jackass, but we were less hitting each other in the privates and eating, bodily fluids.
Yeah.
Where we were more family oriented and doing like, athlete stunts.
Yeah. Busting each other's chops
Right.
and doing stunts.
Yeah.
Like,
it was still goofing off.
Yeah.
But still
very different vibe than Jackass. Yeah.
And those guys, man, I love them. I was fortunate enough to be in Jackass 3D, if you look that up. And also I did a show on Science Channel.
The Explosion Show. With
Tori Bellici from Mythbusters. I was co-host, and we just went around and blew things up and explained the science behind the explosions, which was my favorite thing that I've ever done.
Which guy is that from Mythbusters?
He's the young. So he's if you've watched the episodes, he was known famously in that realm for crashing a bicycle pretty badly, I guess, because they're normally very safe about things and they take out the danger variable. And he kind of he's like, I'll do that, and ended up eating poo. On
Can you
a bicycle.
Pull that up, the Explosion Show, real quick?
The intro is pretty funny.
Is it?
Yeah, the intro is pretty funny. Because I was known as Tori, like they showed, Tori Bellici, and he has, and they showed his, there we go.
Montage.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, yep.
And they and they showed Tori doing Tori things and being pretty knowledgeable and a good person.
Can you play the intro?
I don't know if or maybe like a trailer, maybe.
Yeah.
But then they show me and they call me he's more of an enthusiast.
Is that one good?
Because when the show when you actually buy an episode, there's only 6 episodes because the government's handling of COVID killed that.
Yeah.
When they shut everything down, that unfortunately killed our show. Because we were greenlit for a second season and it was awesome. So if you get a chance,
and is there any interest in bringing it back?
I think honestly, so right at that
time, I don't
time,
know how any of that works, but
so unfortunately, the guy, from the way it was explained to me, because we were very successful for that channel, the guy that basically says what's going to be on Science, that guy was changed to a new guy, and then when that happens, the way that explained to me is that there's a lot of ego in that world. So the new guy didn't want, people to be like, oh, you're only doing good because so-and-so's show is doing well. So they clear house. They don't bring back any of the other shows. So because we weren't the only ones that were kicked to the curb, they kind of, fresh start basically when and that's what.
So the premise of that show was to explain the science of explosives.
Dude, it was cool, man. If you would get a kick out of it because you've done so much of it. I got to do some, door breaching and stuff like that. We did some stuff with the Rancho Cucamonga Fire Department. My guy Bob Epps.
Do you guys ever go up and do stuff with the ski patrol guys when they do that?
No,
stuff?
but
that'd be cool to
that
show.
We were talking about for second season.
That'd be so cool to because I didn't even realize how much prep they do and the little charges they'll throw out and stuff.
Dude, and you can shoot a couple places shoot cannons. Yeah, because they can't get to those places they need to actually.
See, let's do it. Bring it back.
Yeah, maybe we'll start the explosion show.
Maybe we'll start a new one.
Dude, that'd be super.
Actually,
cool.
Erica would be like, "Nah, dog," because of explosions.
Right.
Kind of what we were talking about earlier.
Right. Well, so we maintain safe distances and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah. So
did I.
Yeah.
So did I. Yeah. MSDs. Yeah. You factor it, based on the well, the RE factor, it's relative to TNT, and then you calculate based on your net explosive weight, your minimum safe distances, and we never violated those.
Yeah, ever. You know,
that's why I wish I could say it's the only reason I am. You'll beep it out. But I think I might have been before, but it did not help.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I have a very colorful life that I've lived. So lots of experience, deep in experience, and been able to do some very cool things and things that just people don't like know. Because I mean, dude, I was in video of the year one year for the country music video of the year.
Really?
Florida Georgia Line and Luke Bryan's video. This is how we roll.
Really?
I was featured in that.
What were you doing?
Just being me.
Yeah.
We were guests, and then they kind of had like an action sports feel. So the whole premise of the video is that
the internet says you're an actor.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I've never actually acted. I would like to. That'd be cool, but I've never wanted to actually pick up and move to California because, you know, we all know why. But,
yeah. Well, that's like we had AJ Buckley on the show, and he was more famous from SEAL Team, the show, but he's been an actor for 30 years.
Yeah.
And his story was cool. Watch that episode on the Blk Blu podcast, but it was extremely interesting to me because I've never been in that world, and it's interesting. But he actually moved from California to South Carolina.
There's a couple places.
Like
so
8 years ago.
It depends on the show you're doing. So,
well, he did it just because his family.
Okay.
Like, and he when they had kids together, you know, they may have lived in California for a few years when they were young, and they was like, this isn't where we want to raise our kids.
Right.
So he's just prioritized, and knowing it's going to, he's going to have to sacrifice his Hollywood career more.
Right.
To give them the life that they need, but he'll travel to do the things he does.
That's the hard part, man. Because like if you're there, you get so many more opportunities. But the problem is like when you're there, I just don't want to pay those crazy taxes and like be over governed.
For sure,
that's like one of my biggest pet peeves is over governed. You know,
no, because it's you know, people can say those things about California, and those are true. But man, it's a beautiful state.
I mean,
like,
it's
there's
amazing.
Some beautiful.
And I love the people.
Yeah.
I love the place. Like it's like one of the most beautiful places that exists, period, on earth.
One of my favorite places to go is to like the Encinitas and like like Carlsbad. Shout out Carlsbad. We've been out there a couple times training with their law enforcement.
San Clemente and all
Great
that.
community comes together, but or just Southern California. My brother lives out there with his family.
Lake Tahoe and all that too, man.
I haven't spent time
Big Bear, beautiful. Jolene Van Vugt from the TV show.
Yeah.
She has it's small cabins, like cozy little quaint cabins up in Big Bear. I think she's got like 7 or 8 of them, something like that. But you can go stay at her cabins, and she has these experiences available that like if you see fit and you want to pay for.
Very cool.
Where she does like, you know, she'll take you out and experience Big Bear on dirt bikes and whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Depends on time of year. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So look that up. It's called The Outpost. Shout out. Yeah. That's Jolene Van Vugt's place.
And she was from the original Nitro Circus.
Yeah, original cast member.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people on earth. Truly a family member to me.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Yeah. That's cool, man, because I do believe that's what was, you know, contagious to me about that show. Not that I didn't like Jackass, but like very different, you know, Steve-O and all those cats just like destroying themselves
on purpose.
And not that y'all weren't doing that, but
I never meant to do anything.
The pranks were a little different that they would do. So that family vibe that you mentioned earlier about, you know, the parallel between the two shows is just, it did come across more of a family, you know, brothers and sisters, just like
trial by fire, man.
Clowning each other, but
you get that.
I loved that show back in the day, man. It was like a staple to my young adulthood.
Yeah,
I think 2005 through. How long did it run before it became like a?
2009, I think, is when it stopped airing on MTV. But then we aired shortly after that, I believe on NBC Sports through a show called Crazy Train that I never really saw a ton of traction with, and then did a couple other things here and there, and like I just kind of continue to do whatever it is that me, Travis, and a couple other guys are doing collectively, and whatever the current project is. So right now, because things are heading towards streaming, right?
Yep.
So our Travis's big focus is channel 199 on his YouTube channel. So it's on YouTube. It's called Channel 199. And it's Travis's YouTube channel. And there's a bunch of us that have kind of gotten together. And it's not like the original cast members, because everybody's kind of doing their own thing. Like Jolene does stunts in Hollywood. I like to make the joke. I don't know how much she likes it, but if you've watched Batman, where Anne Hathaway was Catwoman, good little while ago now, but this is one that I like to stick out there because, people are like, if you've ever watched Anne Hathaway and thought, man, she's got a cool butt, that's Jolene's butt. So.
That is cool.
Like on the bat cycle.
Yeah.
So like, I was always like, dude,
Yeah.
that's your butt. So, very cool kind of thing. She does stunts in Hollywood. Andy Bell does production stuff for like Toyota, and he has a production company where he does commercials and stuff, and big cinematic production things.
Yeah.
Very successful. Jim DeChamp is a crane operator out of Maryland. Does really well with cranes, and still pops in and out of channel 199. But so I'm trailing in, which I have I got lots of ties everywhere, and I like to talk about everything. So if I get in on a tangent, just stop me.
No, but I do want to make sure that for our audience that hasn't seen Nitro Circus.
Yeah. Action sports version of Jackass that's more family oriented.
Well, I think let's play that clip. Like the street block Tommy part of Nitro Circus, and we kind of already set the scene. Like, how old were you?
20 years old. It was this accident happened July 21st of 2004. Look at that shoot house right next to it.
Look at that shoot house. Look at that face.
Look at that poo eating grin.
Mm-hmm. He's like, "What are we doing?" He's like, "Are you sure?" Or, whoa. Yep, that front flip.
Just to give everybody context. So that foam pit, just so everybody knows size of things, that is from the one side to one side of that foam pit, it is 80 feet in length. And that's a real number. That's not an exaggeration. That's not like, oh, that's 4 stories in the air, because a lot of people in the stunt world like to be like, oh, I jumped 100. No, you didn't. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but because that's a pet peeve of mine when people claim more than it is. And I'm being very honest about these numbers.
Absolutely.
But if you go a slightly back, you'll see the height of that ramp. You're looking at, so see the guy on, okay, if you keep going a little forward, because I saw good, keep going. And if you keep going just a touch more, keep going. All right, stop. It's just like a frame where you can see the skid steer to give you height analysis.
Well, that dude on the ground, right?
So the dude on the ground is not on the ground. He's standing on top of.
He's top. Okay.
So to give you,
gotcha.
And that guy's 6 feet tall, and then the guy standing on top of the foam pit is 6 feet tall. The top of the crane sits at, I believe, 25 feet. So that arm, the crane arm there, that you can kind of barely see, it's an L above the guy with the white T-shirt.
Yep, that pull.
So that's how we pull the motorcycles out, and contraptions, whatever ends up getting jumped. You back up that skid steer, and it's connected by pulleys.
Yep.
And it pulls whatever's in the pit out. Now, I tell you all that to give you an idea of how high I actually was. So if you back up and go to the peak of my jump and just keep that, so that's roughly my body's 30 to 35 feet. Realistically, like that's a real number, of where my body is in the air. So
so right there, What are you thinking?
Right there, I thought it was awesome. I was like, dude, I'm the sickest dude in the world. This is actually happening.
Even though you're looking right, you're looking over the handlebars. You're looking.
To me, that foam pit looked tiny.
Yeah.
Okay. In my brain, who had never jumped anything a day in my life, and the only height experience I had was from being on scaffolding, and like I was like, man, I'm really up here. Yay, this is super sick. Because before I jumped, everybody said, you're not going to overshoot it, because I actually had a question like, can you overshoot it? You'll never overshoot it. The ramp's straight up and down.
Yeah.
And like in my brain with no experience, because I didn't really talk to any pros, because like the only people that were there, that's my friend Chris, who we hang drywall together at that time, and then the guy that's actually filming me right now, this clip, is a plumber buddy of mine in the tree in like a ladder, who rode D-class dirt bikes, on weekends. So my experience was zero, and there was nobody really around to really give me a real insight. So I thought I was totally fine right there. It wasn't until the bike was above me that I knew, because I could see like over my shoulder, and I was lower at that point, that I was going to clear this thing.
Yeah.
And that's when panic set in.
And that's a big bike. You said
so 2002
1000.
GXXR 1000. I get that question a lot.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, what was that, 600? I'm like, no.
No, it's a 1000.
No, it was a 1000.
It's a big bike.
The wet weight of that, I believe, was right around 400 pounds, let alone me being 260.
Very different than a dirt bike.
Very.
I mean, most dirt bikes are 200, 250 pounds.
And also,
it's a thinner frame.
Yeah. One of the things that kind of messed with me a lot too was the power one, but I didn't really. And a lot of people are like, oh, you whiskey throttle. No, I was trying to be cool in the air, because I was like, I thought I was doing like a cool trick, and I was like, dude, look at me, I'm doing the very first front flip. So I was like, man. I didn't. If you watch the clip with a real mind, you'll see that I didn't hit the gas until after I left the ramp.
Yeah.
So I kept smooth throttle. I just came in way too hot.
Yep.
And then hit that ramp and G'd out, because there's no suspension on that.
No.
As far as great suspension for turns, but not hitting ramps. So there's a lot of things at play, and that's where you'll see that seat bounce, right? So like you'll see me compress, and like originally, because I have talked about this to Travis, and I'm not gonna
sort through it.
Yeah, but we're good on it. But he'll never say it public. But anyway, because he originally thought I was pulling for a backflip, but that was just me G'ing out, because I didn't. If you look at my body posture and stuff, and keep in mind, I didn't know anything. Like, sure, it looks like first look, you're like, if you know how to do backflips and stuff like that, you're like, but if I tell you exactly where my mind was and how things were that day, not now, like, because people have a hard time thinking about where things were then, right? So anyway, I'm getting super sidetracked again. I tell long stories, and I'm very detail oriented, so
that's why you're here.
Yeah, I like to paint pictures.
That's why you're here, for our listeners too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was, and I didn't know until the bike was over me, and then I had panic. That was one of the first times in my life that I was like, this is my end. I die.
Yeah.
Because in my brain, because my height experience was scaffolding and like commercial buildings from construction, because my background since I was a kid was construction. And like, that's 3 to 4 stories high.
Yeah.
So if you've ever been in a 3 to 4 story building and looked off the edge and said, oh, I'm going to jump right now, but I'm going to be totally fine. Well, not totally fine, but anyway, I broke my left foot. A lot of people ask me what happened to me, and the number one, what are the injuries? I've always wanted to know. So we'll let you know right now. If you pay on Patreon, you'll know that Street Bike Tommy exploded his left foot. So my left foot, every tiny bone in my left foot just exploded, because in my brain I wanted to, like, I was like, the only way I can kind of absorb this is to hit and roll was like to like absorb as much as possible. And
go back to the landing though.
Yeah, you don't really see it.
No, I know, but like I want to see, where was the bike in relation to you?
Right as I disappear behind the foam pit is where I get my separation.
So it is, yeah. So you're able to.
I'm doing this like right there. It's starting from the back angle because in the videos and stuff like that have been shown there is another angle from the rear, and you'll see that that's right where I did this because like that's where it was in front of me and not over me.
Mm-hmm.
So I waited to ditch until I could get that separation, and then I tried to flip out of it. So my left foot hit first, exploded that, partial tears of that Achilles. Then I planted my right foot and tried to kind of power and throw myself to the ground. So in doing that, partial tear of that Achilles, and my femur and tib fib kind of came down and did that and torqued because I was trying to, and then that completely tore my ACL, MCL, PCL in one shot. And the only thing that was left hanging on was my partial tear of the LCL.
Yeah.
And meniscus, both meniscus, one disappeared completely and the other one flipped from the rear to the front. And then that meniscus that was jammed in how the bottom of those bones are shaped, jammed in those joints. And that was technically, until all that inflammation went down, was the only thing that was holding my knee together for about 3 weeks until I was able to get surgery, 4 weeks until that inflammation went down. And also didn't know about until later, like even like a year later, I detached my left calf, which the inflammation was so bad couldn't even tell until a pretty good year later. And even now it just, it healed the way it healed. Like there's no fixing it because nobody knew about it.
Yeah. Does it bother you still at all?
I say that, but no, it's
from that
not.
injury.
That's the one thing that has been bothering me the longest. I now have issues in my neck that I was unaware of until pretty recently. That I'm super fortunate to even not be a quadriplegic.
Yeah.
I have vertebrae that are growing inward on each other, and it's choking my spinal cord, which causes a lot of pain throughout my body. But my most painful right now is my lower back. I have a slip disc that is so slipped off that it's only being held by my spinal cord, really. And that's the one that really like is painful consistently. And I need this knee replaced like completely. Like it's been bone on bone since 2004. And I can show you x-rays where it's like severely worn down. I'm 2 inches shorter than I was in high school because of my discs have compressed completely like here, and then my lower back, and then my knee, so
sound effects.
Yeah. So dealing with a lot of physical things right now that I need to fix, and I'm hopefully one day I'll be monetarily successful enough to address these.
Yeah.
But for right now, just trying to do the best I can. And
I say, from a medical insurance perspective, it's a blessing that I have, TRICARE for life, and rightfully so. There's a lot of things that I didn't address, or if I addressed, it was just aggressive physical therapy.
Right.
Because that allowed me to come back so much faster. So I didn't get my first surgery really until I had to get my neck fused.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the thing. Like people think that like surgeries are this like, you just go in and you're fixed. Surgeries, you're never the same after, and good luck. It's such there's a pretty high percentage of it not being successful.
Exactly.
So surgery shouldn't be something that you just jump into.
Well, dude, at the time, so
I'm just saying
I got surgery on my neck right before COVID started that year, 2020, and so COVID was like kicking off, and they still, I got the surgery, but even getting the surgery, like you can't really see the scar, but they go in through the front, the anterior approach, they move everything to the side, and then they take the disc out, and then they put the hardware in to let the two bones fuse or the vertebrae fuse, and I'm like, at that time, I'm in like peak post-traumatic stress symptoms, traumatic brain injury, all these things.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're going to do what? You're going to cut my throat. That's the first one. I'm like, I don't know.
Nope.
And then you're going to go in and move all this stuff to the side, and it's going to and then take some stuff out, put some stuff in, and then just put it all back together. And I was like, that's crazy. You're not doing that. I got 3 doctors' opinions before two ortho spine surgeon opinions. The first one, he was like, oh, we could probably do a replacement here. And then he's trying to show me with the little model things, like, oh, this is what we're going to put. And I'm like, hold on. And he drops it. He drops it on the ground. And I was like, next. Dude, I was like, no. So I went to another one.
Dude.
And he was like kind of on the fence on whether doing a disc replacement or a fusion. He's like, you're too young for a fusion. And I was like, well, still don't feel very good about
I always
this.
think the problem's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean I'm too young?
Just tell me what I need to do.
Yeah.
Not until I went to Nitro. So it's a TBI research and treatment up at Walter Reed. They did a consult with a neurosurgeon at Walter Reed. And he looked at me straight up and was like, hey man, like if you keep doing what you're doing, it's just a matter of time before you paralyze yourself. And do you want to be able to lift your kids up and play with them in 10 years? And, and at the time, my youngest, Ken, was, that was 6 years ago. So she was, 5 or 6 years old. So 5 years old. So I was like, yeah, okay. His opinion, I was like, all right, I got to do this.
Right.
So, but it was very nerve wracking. And it's like, that wasn't my first injury. And I've torn and broken about everything in my body. The only things that have ever like really held up are my knees. Like I haven't had any, I've definitely torn like strains and slight tears and stuff
like
through my knees and stuff. But my quads, I think, have just been so protective of my knees just because I'm very like quad dominant. But like everything else, like I had a lower back surgery last year, and that was also like, this should help.
Right.
But there's always a like, hey, this may not work, this may not.
And it could get worse.
Yep.
And that's the toss.
But that's where you got to weigh the pain, the quality of life piece of like, I don't want to be on narcotics. Yeah. I've been on narcotics. I mean, post that ACDF in my C6, C7, COVID happened. I didn't see a doctor in person for a year.
Right.
It was just script after script after script.
That's crazy.
And it was just pain meds it was a year plus of being on pain meds. And that's really when things started to go really downhill because
it's a bad place to be.
Yeah. And then I started drinking again and it was just like, I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, now I can't, my quality of life has deteriorated drastically. It went from feeling better because I'm not in pain to then adding drinking and all the other things. And now I just feel my life is completely falling apart. And
happens quick too.
Removing the pain meds was very difficult, but nothing replaced it.
Right.
So then I started looking for other things,
right.
And that's where that led me down that very short path of illicit substances, like, where I almost died on.
Right.
So, I've been sober since then. So it's but I needed that to get to where I'm at.
Dude, if you say that you haven't had a place if you're up like our age and you tell me that you haven't had some type of experience where you've, not restrained yourself properly, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Dude, you're lying through your teeth, man. Like,
yeah,
everybody gets to a point where you have to self-regulate better, and, man, I went down some dark paths myself, and I'm glad that like I'm, I don't want to claim to be sober because I feel like that's definitely a badge and you should be proud of that. But I drank once in the last probably 365. So, which is huge for me because I used to really enjoy, like, there was a whole point in my life where there was like a time where like I was like, oh, I'm going to go out and black out. Like that was like my thing.
That's the goal.
Yeah. Like that I wanted to do at that time. I wanted to do that. And it kind of, it's not, and you learn that that's not cool. You know what I mean? Like you're just hurting yourself for people who don't even care about like a thing about you.
Yeah.
And the countless amounts of dollars that I've spent in bars buying shots for people who could wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Know exactly what you mean.
Sidetracked again. Sorry.
No, I think it's something on the
Yeah.
bonus episode. We'll probably dive a little bit deeper into.
Yeah.
Because I want to discuss like a little bit of that journey. From the mental health, from the substance abuse stuff, or not substance abuse, but just your relationship. Your relationship. Well, and that's the thing. Is like a lot of people say like that abuse thing is substance abuse. It's like, oh, I'm not that. I'm like, dude, if you use something to mask something else, you're abusing it
for sure.
Like it's semantics at that point. But I think, and really, I'm really, one of the greatest parts about these past 2 days with you is being able to share my testimony a bit, to be able to share, how I've gotten to where I am and where I'm going and where my identity lies in Christ. And I think that's something, the way that God is just working me over, it's been beautiful to be able to share that with you, and also have fun just talking and training.
Truly value that
and all that. But I definitely want our viewers, especially on Patreon, to have a look into those conversations.
Dude, I tell you,
on the bonus episode
with the with those, around a dozen experiences of death. Yeah. That close to it, you definitely, you question, why are you still here?
Mm-hmm.
And like, and you don't want to waste it either, cause like, I feel like I have a responsibility, to do whatever it is that I'm meant to do. And you don't always know what it is. And I always get sidetracked, and I'm trying the best that I can. Cause I was telling you that I have some very direct experiences with God and Jesus, and like things that I've never spoke about publicly ever, and like talking to you for these last couple of days, cause I try to not touch it. Cause publicly people just don't understand. You never know the reaction that you're going to get from your friends, family, and stuff like that, because everybody has such a strong opinion of everything. And it's like, oh God, dude,
mm-hmm.
like it's not, your experience is very different than my experience. Like when I tell you my stories, like that has nothing to do with you.
Yep.
Like, but you can take what I'm saying and then maybe catch something that you didn't see before, that you were like, oh, that was him talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, but I've had very direct, cause like I've always been very stubborn, in myself. Cause like, especially growing up, like I was forced to go to CCD, like as a kid, and I hated it. Like it was like something I was like, I fully rejected all of it. And even now, like organized religion, I don't, still to this day, like I have questions, like and like as a kid, I was all like, that book was written by a guy, like, you know what I mean? Like God didn't write that book. So, but through life experience, I have a much different view now.
It was written by like 40 guys.
Right. But
inspired by God.
Yeah.
And the words of Jesus like are in red.
Right.
Like, so that just, it is what it is.
And I never understood it, because
over 1,600 years.
Yeah.
So, or something like that.
And it's just,
there's nothing else. There's no other book in existence like it.
And that's the thing, is like, I never understood the gravity of it. And it was just like a young man's resistance to being told what to do.
Yeah.
So, but after my personal experiences in life, it's like, it started to really click, and like, I understood kind of the value, and like my different, I have a different purpose. It's not for me.
Yeah.
That's not what I see for myself. Right. So,
the organized religion thing, cause I do want, there's this conversation. I don't want to do it a disservice, but I think for all of you out there, and for you and for me, is have questions.
Yeah.
100%. But also like try things out.
Don't have those resistant questions.
Like having these preconceived notions of what something is, walking through. Cause I had a guy more recently hit me up and say, hey man, I really want to like find a church to join, but I'm afraid they're going to judge me because of all my tattoos. He's like, I got full tattoos.
And it's not the right church for you.
Exactly. And that's what I said. Or that's exactly where you need to be, because it's something that you got to work on, that God needs you to work on in yourself. is they're not actually judging you.
Yeah.
You are judging yourself. And it's both, right? It could be both. It could be one or the other. But my point is that there are so many churches for you to find. And C.S. Lewis, his book, the Mere Christianity book, he does it in a way. He wrote that in World War II for the British citizens, more of a morale thing.
Yeah.
About what they had faced and seen and seeing, the evil,
right?
And to give people hope. He went to all these, religious scholars and theologians and he said, hey, I want to write this. I want you guys to review this. And he adjusted it a little bit based on some of their input, but ultimately his message was about what brings us together, not divide as Christians.
Right.
So he uses the house analogy of like, we're all in this house, in this hallway potentially, and the rooms are the denominations. So while we're in these hallways or in the rooms, we all have to obey the rules of the whole house.
Right.
So that's why I love that, because organized religion, we're making, in a lot of cases, we're making it, in some cases, we're making about man's law versus God's law. And that's why Jesus came in the first place. And that's why he's going to come back. Another reason he's coming back. But my point is just remain curious, have questions, and try different places out. Because, it's same with talk therapy. Like, try different therapists out. It's just like until you find the right fit for you.
Right.
It's not procrastination. It's waiting to find that room that you're supposed to be in. And I consider myself like denominational. Like, I'm not necessarily in a room.
I don't even know what denominational means, if I'm being dead honest.
It's just like Catholic or Protestant or,
right.
or Baptist or it's all these
or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Got you. Learn something new every day.
Yeah. Just remaining curious though is huge. And I just that calling on my heart to lead men with this with conviction, but also with discernment, because otherwise I'm just running my gums, man. So I have to do the work, and that's where the view of how I look at my life and in my present and the future and other people's lives, like it's a different optic now. That's the renewal of your mind, and transformation comes with getting into the Word. So. It's a process.
Yeah, dude. And for me, man, the process was a very hard lesson learned, because I had such a huge problem with authority growing up.
Me too.
Dude.
I was arrested twice before I was 18.
That's wild. Cause I
had to get waivers to join.
Yeah. I never got caught. I had a lot of trouble with
That's the only time I got caught.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So like I always had, thankfully, when we were doing mischief, I was able to always get away, which, thankfully, because I actually have one thing that I got in trouble for when I was 18. I stole an electronic wheelchair from Kmart, and it follows me to this day. It was like one of those things that like gotta have
that rascal, dude.
Well, so it was
gotta have it.
Here's the situation.
What you didn't know is you probably needed it pretty soon.
Well, right. Well, so I was 18. My friend and I had just turned 18. My friend was like 26, and we always like made fun of him because he's so old, right? And it was his birthday, and I had bought him Drywall. Because that's what I could afford.
Punch Drywall and drink Monster Energy.
I don't drink Monster.
My name's Kyle.
Yeah, don't drink Monster. Drink any other red energy drink. Black Rifle Coffee. That
was a Kyle joke, but
yeah, well,
you took it a sponsor way.
Well, I know, but it was a good joke. But I don't like to support Monster at all, to be honest, just because of the things that I've heard about Monster and religion.
Ah. Okay.
Do a deep dive on that.
Yeah.
Because they're the opposite of what we want to be, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but the things that I've seen, they're very much, mark of the beast, that whole thing. But sidetrack. Anyway.
Let's dive into that on the bonus.
Dude, do a deep dive. There's a lot of weird stuff about that company and like the symbolism and stuff.
Oh.
Which I'm not cool with. But, the wheelchair that because truck was full of drywall because it was
I grew up hanging drywall too.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Dog.
Yeah.
We just
used to scrap out, and then eventually I wasn't fast enough with cutting, but I would help
Right.
hang and stuff. But
Dude, that's wild. That's my whole life.
I'd screw off occasionally.
Yeah. Dude.
Drywallers know what we're talking about.
Dude, because that was one of I wanted to be the screw gun guy, but I wasn't as fast as a couple other guys. Yeah. So because like
I would give me a small room, be like, hey, go over there and mess around.
I was a strong kid, so I would just bang.
That's
and
really yeah.
And like I'd be picking up. We're hanging vertical, so we're doing thousands of feet in commercial spaces, and like we
would do. It was mainly residential, but they were bigger homes in Lady Lake, so the villages in Florida.
Yeah,
huge community, but retirement community.
Yeah, but so I got this drywall from my buddy who I'm trying to finish his garage, and successful guy, has a house. And long story short, but the reason why I got caught was because the drywall it filled up my bed. I had an 8-foot, F-150, 8-foot bed. So like
you were stealing drywall from a job site?
No, I had bought drywall. But we were stopping at Kmart to get a bow to put on top of it, right? Just to be like, ta-da, right? And a stack of drywall was so cheap back then. But as we're getting into the truck, this old guy in a Cadillac, he's leaving Kmart, and he rides his car, his little electric wheelchair, right next to my truck. And he gets off the wheelchair, gets in his car, drives off,
and just leaves it.
And like normally you need a key to operate those things, and the key's in it. I was like, just threw it in the truck, right? And like drive off, like ha ha ha. My friend's super old, so we're gonna give him an electronic wheelchair and be like, ha ha, you're old, and why does Kmart care, right?
Yeah.
Drove off. This is 18-year-old mindset, by the way. I would never do that today. But anyway, this is a funny story. And we take it to him, and, we're like, ha, ha, ha. We're all laughing. Well, apparently a good Samaritan had reported, and he should have reported that this wheelchair, I appreciate you. Makes me fart. Yeah. I said, yeah. So
I had to. When you said that earlier,
well,
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I went to give him a piece of gum earlier, and he's like, nah, man, it makes me fart. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna interrupt one of his stories and offer him a piece of gum. Starship didn't think that was funny, but someone did out there.
Yeah. So it's because you chew on it, and like you build up all these like little bubbles, and you're constantly swallowing the bubbles. And then like I noticed that like every time I would chew,
I feel like he's like my brother from another mother, man. Like him and I are like kind of in the same wavelength on so many of these.
Dude,
storytelling, everything.
Yeah. I vibe that.
Yeah.
Maybe this will be a 2-part episode
for sure.
2-part podcast because I'm still telling the story. But as we're like
continued,
we're in my buddy's driveway, and I just gave him the drywall, like loaded in the garage, and we're like ha 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 ha, riding around this little. My phone's ringing. I'm like, my dad calling. I was like, "What's up, Pop?" And he was all like, "Tommy," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "You better bring that wheelchair back." And I was like, in my head, I was like, how the hell do you know? Like, because I mean, if anything, police call you or whatever, like that's different. But like, my dad was like, bring that wheelchair. I was like, how? I was like, what wheelchair? And he goes, don't you F with me. He's like, you better bring that wheelchair back right now. I've talked to the police, and they made a deal that they won't arrest you if you bring it back. And I was all like, one, that's a full lie.
It's a trap.
Yeah, it's trap. Fully, like that's trap. And I was like, 2, how you know that? And he was all like, I was at Green Turtle, which is a restaurant that is in the same parking lot. And he goes, the police called me and said to bring the wheelchair back. And I had to tell them. So rewind. Apparently
your truck was.
So I'm at Kmart, which is in this big shopping center. Green Turtle is over here. I didn't know my dad was over there. He didn't know I was Kmart. We both have trucks that are in his name.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
So they called him because the Good Samaritan reported that tag, and they called him and said, hey, bring the wheelchair back. My dad's Green Turtle says, what the F are you talking about? I didn't steal nothing. And they're like, did you have your truck in this parking lot? Blah, blah. He's like, yeah.
Oh, so he thinks it was him. Dude, that's so funny.
I didn't steal any wheelchair. And like, he's like, do you, and like after like, a lot of back and forth from what I understand, he says, so you're telling me that you have your blue F-150 in this parking, and he goes, Blue F-150, huh? Then he goes, I'll call you right back, right? And then he calls me in that whole situation. But then because my dad was involved, because I wouldn't have brought, like, I'd have just, at the time, like, just knowing law enforcement and stuff, the experiences that I've had over the years, which will 3-part episode, we'll get back to it. But at that time, like, I knew, like, that their whole, I'm going to keep that out. I'm not going to tell people how to deal with law enforcement. They can.
Bonus episode.
Yeah, bonus episode.
Or on Patreon.
But anyway, I was like, man, I don't want to get my dad in trouble, so I have to bring this thing back, right? And they said also, you better have your friends with you that were with you. And I was like, nope.
That's definitely a trap.
So I parked my truck around the entire backside of Kmart, like where the loading docks and stuff were. Because at the time, cameras weren't a huge thing, and like there was no cameras there, and I knew for a fact that they weren't going to see where my truck was or my friend. So we unloaded it out back, and then I rode this thing.
You rode it up?
Oh, I mean, all the way around the whole shopping center. And then as I'm driving up, I'm like, kind of like mean mug, because I'm, like, this, and then like, I don't know the demeanor of this cop, so I'm trying to be a tough guy. I'm 18 years old, full of pepper, right? And I'm rolling up, and like this guy, he's kind of like, you can tell he's like standing around. He's like, man, is this guy gonna show up? And he doesn't see me, and he's like kind of body posture like away from me, and I'm just waiting for him to turn around so I can like, because I don't know if he's gonna tough guy me or not. And I guess he might have heard me or he turned, but he makes eye contact with me, and he and like cracks up because I'm, and I'm
coming in hot, bud.
And then he goes, and as I come up, and I'm still kind of trying to be tough guy, and he's all like, where's your friend? And I was all like, what friend?
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, I respect that. I was all like, and he goes, he was like, well, I said that I wasn't going to arrest you, and I thank you for bringing this back. Because I was told that if I brought it back, no harm, no foul, right? Like they'll forget about the whole thing. He's like, but I do have to read your rights, which at the time I didn't know that was an arrest, right? Mm-hmm. So he reads me my rights, and I was like, can I go? He's like, yeah, you go about your business, right? I just had to make you a report. Well, yeah, he just didn't have to take me in. So technically, I'm now under arrest, and the charges have been filed because now he has my name and proof that I did it. I ended up going to court, and I kind of got effed over for whatever reason. Cause when you go in front of a judge, he says, this is Thomas Passemante. He's a good kid. He's a hardworking guy, does construction, blah, 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 blah. This judge, for whatever reason, goes, nope. All right. So you're a construction guy. Guess what? Now you have to do all your community service for Habitat for Humanity, and you have to do 1,000 hours, blah, blah, blah. And like, a gnarly amount, right? In a very, very undesirable part of town. The one street that you just don't go on was where I got assigned. And he, for whatever reason, like didn't take that as like, oh, you're a good kid, maybe I shouldn't hit you. He was like, well, you're getting hit hard, bro. And you're doing this specific thing. Because a lot of kids, like when they got in trouble for like, I don't know, drinking in public citations or underage or whatever back in the day, whenever somebody would get in trouble with the legal system where I was from, they had to go and they would do the public service at the dump. They would just sit in the thing and like wave people in. Yeah. Like me, I had to go bust my hump, and I was just, I don't know, but that was my whole, and I tell you that story to tell you this story, that one time it almost kept me out of Canada when we were on tour. I got to Canada, and they were like, they stopped me because normally, you go into a new country with a passport, I don't have anything, but I guess the theft part was, and it was a minor theft, but it's a theft still all the same. That they were like, we don't know if we want to let you in yet. So I had to do like this secondary check. And it took me about 2 hours to get.
You go to secondary, dude. Yeah. In Canada. It's like, hey.
Oh, we don't know if we want you in here, bud.
Yeah.
Don't you need you stealing the maple syrups? Don't be
It's way better than I could do it.
Yeah. Well, dude, the Canadians are funny.
Unless it's French Canadian.
Yeah, but even the French Canadians are.
Yeah.
Dude, I do like it up in Quebec. Some of the best oysters I've had were up there.
Yeah, dude. So I mean, that's something on the bonus. Let's talk about more, is because that was one of the things I'd written down. Is like, you've traveled all over the world, and that's just a small story about
extremely rich in experience.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, as we've gotten older, it's like, man, instead of like, sure, financial wealth is something that if God blesses me with and my family, it's to give, to live comfortably, but to give ultimately, but to prioritize experiences.
Yeah.
Like, and it's very different than, I like nice things, but I also would rather us just experience things together.
Well, that's the thing, and like that's the trade-off for me personally in my life, and that's the deal that I feel like we have, is that it was like, for me personally, it wasn't going to be a monetarily exchange. Like, it's not that I'm going to be super blessed with extreme wealth and then I give it back with wealth. Like, it's been extreme experience and then I give experience back.
Exactly.
So like, I've personally helped a lot of people.
Yep.
Just, and not to, I feel like it's bragging, but like, just to explain the exchange that I have, is that I've been blessed with these experiences. And then like, for tour, I constantly in my inbox, like when tour was going into a new city, like I would get people, you get people that are trying to get free stuff all the time. Totally different than a guy that goes, hey man, I saw that you're going to be in my city. I hope you really enjoy it. It's a shame that I can't bring, my family just don't have the money, but have a great show.
Yeah.
And like, all right, well, guess what? Now you and 12 of your friends are coming.
Yeah. And
I would meet them prior to the show, because I didn't really have much to do. Like, all the other guys have to prep bikes, practice. Dude, I didn't even have lines.
Mm-hmm.
I was off the cuff every single show where
Mm-hmm.
they gave me a mic and I just went.
Yeah.
And like, I high-five people and, but so I didn't have to do any prep work. So like, I would like meet these families for breakfast and stuff like that, and give them free tickets, and bring your whole family.
It's blessing,
and
blessing
then
them. That's what giving is, like being able to be given to, right? Like that's hard for us as men, like because sometimes it's not just finances, it's time,
bad.
right? Like sometimes it's just time. Like it's the greatest resource we have. Is like, if people are like, oh, I don't have anything to give, I'm like, man, you always have your time.
That's what I'm saying. And like, dude, I've been trying to get better about receiving those.
Yeah.
Because I'm always so like, I have to give. And then like, it's been hard, it's hard to turn that off and kind of accept some of that. And like, cause like one of my things is like, pennies, right? Perfect example. To give you a little bit about who I am as a person. I haven't told anybody this either. Like,
here we go, dude.
Anyway, because this is all stuff, inner monologue, that I've never shared with anybody, like literally even friends and stuff, because there's not really been an opportunity for it to come up or anything like that. And you don't really like to talk about, how good you are and stuff. But now that we are kind of talking about fun things that I like to do as a person, is that like when I see a penny, because I don't know if it's superstition or what, but like, I don't know what the word is, but you see a penny that's heads up, you're like, and you pick it up and you're like, that's luck for a day.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I got one day of good luck because of that, like that's what that means or whatever. And like, if I see one that's, heads down, I'd be like, oh, that's a bad luck penny. We don't want to, But then I started to change my mindset to where, sure, that's not good luck for me, but I would walk up to that penny and I would flip it over. Cause like now that's a heads up penny for somebody else.
Yeah.
Right. And then like, I got to the point where after I did that, I wasn't picking them up because I was like, somebody else can have that. But then I was like, you know what, bro, like that was for me. That's heads up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like that's for me to approach and for me to have a good look. And like, I started like, that's when I first caught myself being like, you're allowed to have blessings too.
Yeah.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not a big superstition person, but
thing.
I understand what you're saying,
dude. Big time. So I don't mean to interrupt you. One more with the religion thing. One of the things where I was like, I have a personal connection was GD, right? Like I can't, like if somebody GDs around me, like it's nails on a chalkboard because like it freaks me out. Like if somebody GDs around me, something always bad happens.
Yeah.
And like I get tangled up in it if I don't say something, you know, like one particular instance that you can visually see, this is representation, the Nitro Circus 3D movie. Me and Jim DeChamp were in a car to do a barrel roll. I'll try to make this fast, but we're doing a barrel roll as our stunt, and I got a bad feeling about it, and I'm just a passenger. Like Jim was driving, I'm passenger, and it's in Utah, and all these things were just slowly happening, like that I wasn't supposed to get in the car. Don't get in the car. But I'm doing it because that's the stunt I'm supposed to do. And I get in the car, and I'm strapped in. All of a sudden, we get a camera spike because we were one of the first people in the entire world using that 3D technology, like with the red cameras. And like if they got a camera spike because of power or whatever, we had to shut down for 45 minutes to reset. Like that's how long it took to reset the equipment and then continue on. They had a camera spike. And the whole time I'm sitting there in that 45-minute window, I'm like, dude, I got to get out of this car. Like I'm not supposed to be in here. Like, please let me out of the car. And they were like, nah, dude, it's just okay. And they're like, you know, the producers are calming me down. They're like, it's okay, bro. Like, just, I know you probably got it's fine. We've researched this stunt. And they were telling me, you know, it's been done a ton of times in Hollywood and they've done it and it's practiced. And, you know, we got our plans from the guy that does it and he bangs them out like, and it's perfect every time. The speed, the height, everything's to spec. You know, and I just had a bad feeling about it. Like, dude, I'm having a very bad feeling about this. And like, then all of a sudden this sandstorm comes out of nowhere. Then we're in a car for another hour and a half. And I'm sitting there. We're probably in the car for 2 hours, strapped in, ready to do the stunt, looking at the ramp, me and Jim. And I get this I'm getting like, my hair standing up talking about it. And like, right as that clears up, I'm like, let me out of the car. I'm getting out. And they were like, no, dude, stay in. And then like, as like I'm having that discussion, Jim goes, let's do this stunt. G did. And like screams it. And it had a punch to it that just stood out. And it freaked me out like way more. And then we were ready as soon as he said it. And I was like, oh God. And then we start going because now we're starting to film. And then like he punches it. And like my job was to tell him when we hit the, you know, speed that we're supposed to hit. This is a 55-foot jump. That's what we're supposed to do a full barrel roll, land on the tires, right? Car's supposed to barrel roll over 55 feet. Dude, we hit this thing, the perfect speed, because I'm staring and I was all like, all right, we're good. And like, as soon as we go off, it's just the abyss. We blow past the landing, like not even as we're going up, like, and it was kind of a step down. So like the way it was set up was like, it was like this. So we were still going up when we were supposed to be landing. And dude, that was another time in my life where as it was happening, because the speed, the velocity, like everything that we were doing, that's death. Like you don't live from that speed, that height. Like, and like it starts coming around and like, we're stuck upside down. Like we didn't rotate. So, well, yeah. So, yeah, I believe. But anyway, I just remember like and I like being upside down. And I was like, we're landing on the roof, which is like collapse, right? So like from where we are, roll cage or not, and it did. We hit it, collapsed. And to this day, Jim's a slightly higher, like he's slightly taller than me. Like he's actually not slightly, he's a pretty good bit taller than me. So his head's higher in the cab. The cage came in and collapsed deeper on his side. Cause like in my head, I was praying, like I was literally praying, like, please don't let me get knocked out. Please don't let me knock out. Please don't let me get knocked out. Like, cause like, I was like, if I'm knocked out, like I'm dead, like whatever, like you're not living through this. If the lights go out, we land and he's like the cage collapsed deeper on his side. He's taller. And as soon as we land, boom, and it comes to a stop, like, cause it did roll, but then they rolled like to the wheels. And as soon as we hit, I couldn't breathe. Like I hit like the jolt from the hit. And then like the belts, you know, are so tight. The 5-point, instant pain throughout my whole body, but mainly my junk. And like, I thought my junk had literally been ripped off. like I thought my junk had been detached
Mm-hmm.
because the 5-point goes right through there. And I thought it ripped my whole junk off is what in my brain I felt. And I took a deep breath and I was still awake. And I was like, and they'll never release the in-car list because it's way too serious. And I was like, and I like look over and I was like, Jim, you all right? And like, I'll never forget the color of his skin. I thought my friend died.
Yeah.
And then like, I get it. Like my wits about me. I'm like, I'm still alive. And like, I look up and I can see Jolene like in a sprint. She's screaming. I get out, undo my buckles, and I'm like trying to stop her from seeing Jim. It was, but that sticks out, you know. Yeah, don't GD. Yeah. So, yeah, I've had direct experiences with God. So,
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. I mean, that's stuff that, people just don't understand. I think that when that small still voice, man, when we hear it, like, and what I'd encourage you though is that your faithfulness probably saved that that situation from being worse.
Yeah.
And in your prayer, like God's like, hey, y'all are being a bit reckless right now, and He's giving you these signs of like, in this tug on your heart,
Dude, I've had that a lot.
Yeah.
Like God just stop doing that.
Yeah.
You know. That was a rough scenario, man.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. But that's where obedience is people think obedience is just like, no, I got to do this, I got to do that, and if I don't, I'm worthless. No, man, it's just listening, and then all God wants is that relationship with us, and to give those things to Him, and to listen when He's given us these messengers or these.
Yeah, pay attention, man.
Pay attention.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And if you learn from it, you know, it's like you know he sees that. Yeah. You know, because I didn't just from that day on, like, because you know, literally it didn't bother me when somebody would, you know, you don't the general, you don't take His name in vain, right? But like it wasn't a hard fact in my head until that. And like literally from that point on, like if somebody's saying it, like you get like one or two where it's nails on a chalkboard, and I try to just not change because I don't know what your relationship is. You know what I mean?
But you know what yours is,
right? So that's when I'm like, hey man, like just around, because you'll if you get around Travis, because you know he's not, and as far as I know, super religious or have religion the way that I see it, but because he's GD'd plenty of times, because that's just, you know, he was brought up different, and he has a different experience in life. But like, there's been multiple times where I'm like, bro, that's enough. Like, just not around me, man.
Yeah. And that's really all. I think that's all we need. That's all we need to do is like, and be that example too of not just saying, hey, don't say that. Don't use my Lord's name in vain.
Yeah.
And
because I told him the story, I didn't just like do it.
But if I walk away and people are seeing me just doing all these things that don't honor what I'm saying,
right?
Like that's very different.
Because
so like
hypocritical.
We have to. That's where people get really burnt by this, is because someone will say that to them kind of in a preachy way, and then they go and then they live a life that doesn't match what they're saying. So
right.
I think our actions and then the words though, but being bold enough to say, because it ain't about where they're at in their walk in faith.
Yeah.
It's where you are.
Right.
And making room at that table for others is loving well, right? Sometimes loving well is not maybe saying something, but most cases, if it's something that at your core you feel called to do it.
Yeah.
It's the same way with because there's grace, man. Because like Ryan Hendrickson came on the show, and he has a nonprofit where they're demining Ukraine, and his story that he shared with us, and I'll just make this quick, but it's like, I let that consume me for a while because I was a leader on my team, and he ended up stepping on an IED, almost died. I helped save his life, but that mission shouldn't have happened when it did. And I said something about like, well, we got this new intel. I'm like, so let's relook at this. Why would we just carry forward based on what we just heard? And I said something, but I didn't push it. And that bothered me for a long time, that I let him down, that he almost died, or to me, like, I thought he was going to die, because when I placed him on the helicopter, like, I just
super heavy.
So my point is that opportunity is not like, oh, I failed. It's just finding the blessing even in the suffering. And then the lesson comes from looking at it from this view now, like your whole life. It's not just like I'm a new creation. Yeah, because I'm looking at things differently. My life is still, the history is still there, but it's there for me to examine, not obsess, not ruminate, but just examine.
Lessons learned.
Yeah. To truly take the lessons and then apply it to what scripture tells us.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, yeah, man.
That's one of the things that I wish I'm trying, and like, if I can find the correct way, because that I need to do a little more scripture, because I like the lessons learned, but I tried to read the Bible once, and I got not even a paragraph in, and just couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't interpret it.
So, well, I'll tell you this in closing for the public episode is I'm a visual person. So are you. Already know, you've already shared this with me. Watch The Chosen.
The Chosen.
The Chosen. Watch all 5 seasons. Yep.
Okay.
Watch that. And then when you feel called to, and this is just my recommendation, is start in Matthew. I know it's the first book of the New Testament, but I say start in Matthew because it is truly like a chronological narrative of Matthew's perspective of Jesus.
Yeah.
And he was the guy that he was just like kind of the weird dude, the tax collector turned, disciple, but it was like,
what are the court ladies?
He was just the dude. He was the scribe, man.
Yeah,
so like, to me, like, that really helped me connect what was written into what's being, now it is a show,
right?
But they do a really good job of connecting.
I like a physical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the actor that plays Jesus is what's his name? Jonathan Rumi. Yeah, phenomenal. He is a phenomenal
I'll check it out for
actor,
sure.
but visually, like, that's helped, because then when I read the stories in movies, in scripture, like, I have a visual representation, and yeah, man. So that's Jonathan Rumi. He's the one that plays.
Yeah.
He does a phenomenal job. But 5 seasons thus far. They're just now leading up to the crucifixion. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a wonderful,
I'll definitely I'll take
wonderful
a look.
series.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
But the first 4 books are the Gospels, right? So Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But then we have to read the rest, because Paul, he wrote about, 40% of the New Testament, and his teachings, Paul's teachings are, man, they're powerful. A lot of things I share with you are based on what he said in Romans or Corinthians. But then, just looking at all the disciples and it's a wonderful story, but it's so much more than just a story.
Yeah.
It's a guide. Like, if you look at the things, if they're in red in the Bible, that's Jesus's words.
Yeah.
Heard from the writer.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very interested, and I would like to.
And I'm here for it. So just know that our fellowship, please join us Thursday nights, 8:30.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful way of just listening in.
Yeah.
And then when you feel called to share something, I used to not say it's a Bible study. It has to be, because if I'm just holding a meeting to talk, even if it's mental health or recovery based, like, what led me to that recovery and the renewal of my mind is surrender to those things, but ultimately to God. And now I have to connect it to scripture in order to spiritually grow, or else I'm just a believer.
Yeah.
And I just think that to follow Christ, there's this process. Once you've surrendered, there's these layers to surrender daily, but initially it's the biggest one. But then it's like sanctification is becoming more Christ-like.
Yeah.
Because we all have someone to want to be like.
Yeah.
Knowing that we'll never be like him, but just like chasing that
Aspire.
that aspire to be like. Yeah. And your life will be transformed. It's and truly and so many others too. So man,
I tell you what, like I've definitely been blessed, like this aspiration, like to be around some of the greatest dudes that like have ever existed. And then dude, your story, unreal. Like that's exactly where like I wish that like that's something that I see, and like I have a goal of like I want to be the most capable that I could possibly be. And like that's something that like that's a story that I don't want to be a part of. Like I was saying earlier, I don't want that to happen. But if it did, you know,
you want to have the confidence. Remember we talked about that.
Right.
That confidence comes through capability, and that's why you're not just like, oh, I'm going to go spend some time with some soft dudes and take some photos, and you're not doing that.
I want to do rad stuff and pick up real skill.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about a little bit about that on the bonus too, because I do want to hear your perspective about yesterday on the bonus episode.
Yeah.
Because he trained with us yesterday all day and
it was rad. Dude, way rad.
And we're going to go back and do a little more.
I'm super looking forward to it because I got something for you today.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the bad guy, and I feel like I'm going to be a standout. Like as many people as you've had through there, I feel like I'm telling you right now, I got something for you.
Okay. Bring it.
All right.
No, so man, this has been a wonderful conversation, dude.
Same, brother. I didn't know that I was going to go deep into my pockets. Like,
yes.
I've never done that before. Like, yeah.
Well, thank you for
I appreciate you having me on, man.
No, dude, it's
and all of yesterday, hugely thankful.
Yeah. And that is very clear to me how appreciative you are. And that's all I care about. Like it's very clear when people are just like, oh, I just want to come hang out. And the way that I brand and Blue Bearing is branded
very genuine.
In this podcast, like just genuine, authentic, dude, humble.
It shows deep.
We're human, and but we'll take what we're doing serious, but we'll take ourselves a little bit less serious.
Yeah.
And you're good at that.
Yeah.
You did well, man.
Thanks, buddy.
But I got a gift for you from the podcast and in ROKA.
Oh, sick. You give me a gift bag?
Gift baggie.
Dude, I was going to ask you about merch. Yes. Dude, that's way sick. Heck yeah, dude. I'm all about some merch.
I've never had someone get so excited about the merch.
Dude,
I love it.
I was literally going to ask you if I could get some merch from you, and I was going to buy it. Like, no joke. So this is awesome.
So that's the We Own the Night one. So it's a subdued.
Yeah. Oh,
super
sick.
Subtle.
I was like, I feel it, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
I want to knock over my water. Dude, that's sick. I like that a lot. You got such a cool logo too, man. Got the ROKAs.
I made
the ones
myself.
that you gave me at SHOT Show.
Yeah.
By far, and not by like a little. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. I've only really shot with like safety glasses. They're DeWalt, Cobalt, like Homey Depot specials, right? Because I'm all like, is there safety glasses?
Same, yeah.
I wore ROKAs that you gave me at SHOT Show when we met, dude. And I swear to God, it's crazy how much good eye pro makes a difference.
Yep.
I would have never believed you. I'd have called you a lie to your face. Like, okay, they're glasses, right? Dude, those are very cool. And like, I like that ROKA does such a great job with their packaging.
No, they do.
High quality everything.
Pull those bad boys out though.
Yeah. All right. I didn't want to waste time.
No, you're good.
All
this
right.
is good stuff.
This is part of it.
Yeah.
Nose pieces.
Adjustable.
The
different sizes.
Unboxing experience, you're gonna get all this stuff and the different nose pieces. So one of those things with the safety glasses that you get from
Home
hardware
Depots,
stores
yeah.
they're not comfortable.
No.
And these, dude, to have a case that you care about, because if they get messed up while you're running, that's what they're for.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want them to get messed up bouncing around your truck.
Exactly.
So having a nice case is dope. These actually fit your face, and they have those lockouts that are distinct. Great lenses, like ROKA, like no joke. They don't support me at all.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, this is wholeheartedly, I believe what I'm trying to tell you. Now, I would wear these just rocking down the street on my scooter.
Because you don't have the shaded lens, do you? From the ones
I don't. I have clears.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted.
These are great.
I wanted to give you those too.
Yeah, thank you.
And they're interchangeable, so like you can pull those off and put them on.
Very impressed.
If you wear like over the ear pro, like we had on yesterday.
Yeah,
like
I do sometimes.
You can wear them all the time because they're thinner through the through here.
I did notice that
for that reason.
I did start wearing the buds, the Walker buds.
Yep.
Because when I do long range, I like to be a lot more
the cheek to stock wheel stuff.
Yeah. So
different type of shooting, but
yeah,
I'll wear in the ear if I'm gonna use if I'm gonna do anything on my belly kind of thing.
Dude, since you gave me those, blown away at how great they are. Very cool product. Again, not endorsed. Just started using them and fell in love with the brand. And then I got another pair in here.
Those are more of a just sunglass type.
Sunglass type. So these are like the
lifestyle kind of.
Yeah, lifestyle.
Yeah,
lifestyle. I dig that.
So as he's pulling those out, make sure to check out all the different eyewear that ROKA has at ROKA.com and use our code BLU15.
Yeah, do yourself a favor. Off Save that money.
Blue 15.
Yeah. Dude, that's a cool case.
Should I say it again? And use our code BLU15, Blue 15 to save yourself 15% off your next ROKA order at ROKA.com.
Oh, he did that without the teleprompter too.
Black and Blue
choice.
And Blue Bearing choice.
Yep.
For performance eyewear.
Very cool.
That's right.
Look at those bad boys.
I feel like I got that vibe now.
Those are the Barton, I think.
I'm gonna carry myself a little different after I wear these. Those are the
Those are the Bartons. Yeah,
these are awesome.
Those look slick.
I like the way they feel, like the rounded edges.
Yeah, they're comfortable to wear all day too.
A lot of the square frames,
like I don't like. Those look sharp.
Yeah, dude, I dig these.
Yeah. You're like a ROKA ad right now.
Yeah, hey,
with the hat on.
Yo, what's up, ROKA? Get at me.
Slide up in them DMs.
Yeah, get them DMs. Huh? Hey, come see me. No, these are actually sick. Like not even a joke. Like these are very cool. I've never had clear lenses. These are awesome.
Like the mirrored lenses.
Yeah, the mirrored lenses, but the clear frames.
Yeah.
Are very cool. Because like when I wear sunglasses, I like to wear. I like to peacock a little bit.
You're doing it right now, bud. Those look good.
I like white lenses, and now I know that I'm a clear frame guy.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us on this episode. Thank you for being here, brother.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
I look forward to diving into some of the things we talked about, some other things that we didn't get to, but on the bonus episode, check that out. At Blue Bearing's Patreon, the Black and Blue tier gives you access to next week's bonus episode and all the episodes that we've done that can only be seen and heard there, as well as Spotify if you are a Black and Blue tier member of the Blue Bearing Patreon. Because Starship made that happen somehow. I don't know. But the integration or whatever. But he's going to talk.
I'm a podcast wizard. No, continue. You're good. Yeah. I was just going to toot my own horn.
There you go.
Podcast wizard. But I also want to add one thing too, because you've had me on your show. I would like to extend an invite to Maryland to come and show the guys how to CQB on their home turf. I'd love to have you guys come up and do a shoot house scenario at Pastrana Land if you were down.
Absolutely. I would, man, that's exciting.
That's a real thing because it'll change your layouts. It's a very big open areas and also closed areas. So you
guys versus us.
I would love that.
At Pastrana Land.
Let's go.
Home turf.
Yeah.
But then you got to come do it on our land too.
Well, we'll do it for sure.
No, dude. I mean, whatever. We'll do whatever. But
no, I'm 100%.
I love training.
Yeah.
So we absolutely thank you.
Yeah.
And if Travis Pastrana and the team,
that'll be on Patreon.
Let's go, dude.
Patreon.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. They'll teach me how to ride a dirt bike,
dude. Yeah, quads, dirt bikes, side by sides. There's everything.
I'm definitely Erica. Erica's gonna be like, no, you're not.
Well, she's coming.
Yes, she is coming.
Yeah. So Starship. That's an open invite. That's not just you.
Yeah.
That's because you have nothing but great people around you. So
I'm all right on a dirt bike.
Yeah.
I told you I used to do the amateur like hair scrambler stuff, but
yeah. And dude, I want you to do anything that you're comfortable with, and anything that you're not, don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put them on a Gixxer.
A
600 though.
Yeah.
600.
That 600. That light bike.
That light bike.
You can just like go in corners and just.
Well, I got a BMW 1200 GS now.
Oh yeah.
It's just got a tarp on it. It's just been sitting there forever.
We'll have to do some riding in the summer. Anyway,
I love dual sport stuff.
We're stretching this thing out, but thank you guys so much for coming in. We're going to do lots of fun things. We're going to talk about it off air instead of holding your guys' time up. But no, we have lots of projects together.
Yeah, be on the lookout. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So until then, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yep. See you on Patreon.